Hello YouTube. We're going to go over bit grinding today on carbide buttons. In the picture you see a sample bit that I have. It has a few flat spots in it. The outside buttons don't need ground at all, but you'll see inside the flat spots right here, right here, right here. This is probably the worst button right here. I'll show you the tools that we're going to use to grind this ridge off and this ridge off over here and make this button round again. You can also use a diamond cutter for these buttons. These look like they're probably 3/8 buttons. And in this picture you'll see we have a high-speed die grinder. We have the wrenches to break the chuck, 1/4-inch shank, carbide grinding wheels. They have to be carbide grinding wheels. These aren't green, but they are for carbide. Usually grinding wheels are green carbide. We have extras here when they get down to, into this rim area right here, then you have to replace them. You have to use a pressure regulator. We set this to 90 psi, and it also has a water discharge and a little wire brush for cleaning off the bit before you use it. Alright, I'll show you. We're going to get the grinding wheel out and we're going to take these spots off of here. This one pretty much needs to be ground all the way down. We don't grind in the middle at all. That's how we get these buttons to come out round like these. We grind the sides off. Like this button's perfect. It doesn't even need to be ground. So we're going to grind this one off this way majorly and this one majorly and make it as round as we can. We'll take the high-speed grinder with the regulator set at 90 psi and we're going to grind it right here, and we're just going to keep going around, going around. And like I say, you don't want to hit the top. Then you have to move your grinder over to this side and grind this side. Grind all the way around this way. And just keep going around with that grinding wheel around this top edge till you grind it down. I'm going to plug this thing in a minute and show you how to do that. You need safety glasses. You need a respirator mask, just a paper mask so that you don't get them. I'm sure this grinding wheel has carbide silica in it, so, or the silica stone, so use your breathing protection and your eyeglasses on this. This bit you can probably sharpen in about 10 minutes. And you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons that need sharpened. Usually there's flat spots on the side, but in this case there's no flat spots. Alright, I'm going to set it up and we're going to do a little grinding. Alright, this is a more expensive way and a faster way to grind those buttons. This is a water injected diamond cup grinder. The water comes out the tip. It's all diamond impregnated with industrial diamonds. It has a lock here to get this back off again, so you lock the chuck and use one wrench. You can change it. Your water line comes in here, and then you have an air line. It takes quite a bit of CFM to run this, but it does an excellent job, and you can probably sharpen this bit in a matter of 2 minutes, and the buttons come out perfect. And we would probably go over all the buttons with this, but this is set up for 5/8 buttons. It's not the right size, so we're going to use a manual grinder today. All right, here we go. All right, and that gives you the general idea that, you notice I don't hit the top. I'm taking all those hard angles out to make this button round again. In this particular case, these buttons are extremely small. So getting them around with that size carbide grinding wheel is difficult. So if I had to do a lot of these bits, I would certainly opt for the Diamond water injected cutter, and it would go right down over the top. And I'll show you that real quick. It would go right down over the top, and then you would just circular around there till you formed it right, and the water would bring the carbide out and keep it washed clean. Same with this one, but like I say, this is for 5/8. These buttons are probably like 5/16 maybe even. Okay, and the outside looks like even bigger. They could be 3/8. All right, and it takes a lot of time. Wear your protective equipment and sharpen your bits when you start seeing flat, especially out here. These buttons usually wear 3 times as fast as the center buttons. Normally we don't even grind the center buttons, but the formation this was in, it cut the outside and the buttons are in good shape. And that's it for YouTube.